Okay, so Perplexity just dropped something at their developer conference that I think is going to change the conversation around AI agents completely. It's called Personal Computer. And look, I know we've seen a lot of "this changes everything" announcements lately. But this one actually has me rethinking where OpenClaw fits in all of this. Let me explain. So Personal Computer is basically software that runs on a Mac Mini, stays on 24/7, and connects your local files and apps directly to Perplexity's Cloud AI. And I want to be clear, this is not Perplexity Computer, which they launched back in February. That was cloud only. This is the local version. It actually lives on your machine and has access to your stuff. And the way Perplexity is framing it is kind of wild. They're saying a traditional OS takes instructions, but an AI OS takes objectives, which, okay, that's a bit marketing speak. But when you see what it actually does, it kind of makes sense. So, under the hood, it's orchestrating around 20 frontier models. Claude for reasoning, Gemini for research, other models for code, images, whatever the task needs. And you don't pick any of this. The system figures out which model handles what. You just give it a goal and it goes. And because it's running locally on your Mac Mini, it can touch your desktop files, your local apps, your active sessions, stuff that a cloud-only tool has no way of reaching. Plus, you can control it remotely from any device, so it's literally just working in the background while you're out living your life. That part is pretty insane. Here's where it gets real. Content creators can set it up to research topics and draft scripts overnight. Freelancers can offload invoicing, email triage, client follow-ups. Developers can run continuous code audits. Finance people can pull live SEC filings and build dashboards without writing a single query. And Perplexity is claiming that internally their computer system did 3.25 years of work in 4 weeks. Now take that number with a grain of salt, but still, the ambition here is clear. If you want to stay ahead of the biggest breakthroughs in AI and humanoid robotics, make sure to subscribe to NextGen AI. Now obviously everyone is comparing this to OpenClaw, and I get it. Same concept, same hardware, similar ambition. But here's the key difference. OpenClaw is incredible if you're technical. You set it up yourself, bring your own API keys, configure everything. But there's no sandbox, no approval system. If it messes up, that's your problem. And we've all seen those horror stories. Perplexity went the complete opposite direction. Every sensitive action needs your approval. Full audit trail on every session. Kill switch if things go wrong. For the majority of people, that's the version they actually want. The one that doesn't require a weekend of setup and a prayer that nothing breaks. Now here's the catch. It requires a Perplexity Max subscription. That's $200 a month. You get 10,000 credits, access to all of Perplexity's tools, and Max subscribers get priority on the waitlist. It's Mac only at launch. And yes, it's waitlist only right now, so you can't just go sign up today. There's also an enterprise version coming with compliance and SSO for teams. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is $200 a month worth it, or are you sticking with OpenClaw? While Perplexity AI dropped its personal computer announcement, OpenClaw is now taking things even further. Controlling a humanoid robot. Check this out. OpenClaw just did something that has the entire robotics world losing its mind. They've built a system that gives any robot the ability to understand space, time, and memory, and they just proved it works. A unitary humanoid robot equipped with OpenClaw walked through a house and remembered everything. Not just what it saw, where it saw it, when it happened, and who was there. It knows where you left your keys last night. It knows a stranger came to your door at 8 p.m. last Monday. It even knows you spend 47 minutes in the kitchen every single day. And the craziest part? OpenClaw is completely open source. Anyone can use it. On any robot, on any hardware. Starting right now, robots can now understand the physical world, and nothing about this field will ever be the same. Let's back up for a second. Why have robots always felt kind of dumb? You can talk to ChatGPT, and it sounds brilliant. But strap that same AI onto a robot and ask it to find your car keys? It's useless. And the reason is simple. Large language models have no memory of the physical world. They remember their training data. They can write you a poem, but they have zero clue that you put your wallet on the kitchen counter 5 minutes ago. On top of that, these models don't understand space. They can process language all day, but the concept of the kitchen is to the left of the living room means nothing to them. They live in a world of text, not a world of rooms and hallways and furniture. And then there's the data problem. Robots are drowning in information. Video streams, depth sensors, LiDAR scans, hundreds of hours of real-world data pouring in constantly. Traditional AI retrieval systems were built to search through text documents, not three-dimensional space. So you end up with a robot that can hold a conversation but can't navigate a house. That's been the gap, until now. Hey guys, before we go any further, if you're into AI and humanoid robotics, this is the channel. Every week we break down the biggest breakthroughs so you actually understand what's happening, not just the headlines. Subscribe to NextGen AI so you don't miss what's coming next. Alright, let's get back to it. The team behind OpenClaw built something called spatial agent memory, and the core idea is honestly wild. They take all the raw sensor data coming in, video feeds, radar detections, depth maps, odometry, and they build a voxelized model of the world. Picture the robot's environment chopped up into tiny 3D cubes. Each cube gets tagged with spatial coordinates, a semantic label describing what's there, and a vector embedding that the AI can actually search through. So the robot's memory isn't a folder of video clips. It's a living, searchable, multidimensional map of reality, with objects, rooms, geometry, timestamps, images, and point clouds all layered together. This is what they call spatial RAG. Instead of searching through text like normal retrieval systems, this searches through physical space and time. The robot can now answer questions like, "Where did I leave my glasses?" or "Who was in the living room this morning?" or "When does the trash usually need to go out?" Not by replaying footage, but by actually querying its spatial memory. That's a first. No robot has ever been able to do this before. As soon as this dropped, the comments split right down the middle. One side was ecstatic. This is the breakthrough embodied AI has been waiting for. Real spatial and temporal perception running on edge hardware, open source, hardware independent. You can run it on a unitree humanoid, a quadruped robot dog, a drone, or theoretically even repurpose the LiDAR sensor from an old iPhone. The other side? Straight up terrified. Because if a robot can build a detailed model of your daily patterns, when you wake up, how long you spend in each room, who visits your house and when, that's not just helpful, that's surveillance. One commenter put it perfectly, "It's like Skynet just created a GitHub repo." Now, some skeptics also questioned the speed. Wouldn't this be painfully slow? The team was quick to clarify. This system isn't running real-time motor control. It acts as a high-level coordinator. It handles planning and reasoning while the actual physical movements execute asynchronously. No lag. Others asked why they're using LLMs instead of dedicated machine learning models. The developers were honest about it. Plugging an LLM into hardware is the easy part. The hard part is maintaining continuous physical context across time and space. OpenClaw isn't just an AI interface, it's a full agent infrastructure, sub-agent orchestration, tool security, plugin systems, designed to be the thinking layer that sits on top of any robot's body. Here's the bottom line. We've had robots that can walk. We've had robots that can grab things. We've even had robots that can hold a conversation. But we've never had a robot that remembers the world it lives in. OpenClaw changes that. And because it's open source and hardware independent, this isn't locked behind some corporate wall. Any developer, any lab, any hobbyist with the right sensors can build on this starting today. The real question now isn't whether robots will understand our world. It's whether we're ready for what happens when they do. A new humanoid robot just shocked the robotics world with human-level facial expressions and real conversations. And the moment you watch it interact with a human, it becomes surprisingly hard to remember you're looking at a machine. A Chinese robotics startup called Aheadform has introduced a new realistic female robot named Origin F1. And instead of focusing on physical work, Origin F1 is designed for something more complex, natural face-to-face conversation with humans. Emotion expression test. Angry? Happy? Sad? Confused? Anxious? Surprised? Fear? Human-like robots have been improving for years, but Origin F1 represents a noticeable step forward in how naturally a machine can interact with people. Rather than performing simple program gestures like waving or blinking, this robot is designed to participate in real conversations. It can respond to what a person says, adjust its tone during the interaction, and even role-play different social situations while maintaining direct eye contact with the person in front of it. The system was developed by the Chinese startup Aheadform, and when you watch the robot interact with its creator, the experience can feel surprisingly natural. For a brief moment, it becomes easy to forget that the expressions, voice, and reactions are all being generated by a machine. Aheadform may not yet be a widely recognized name in the global robotics industry, but the company's latest creation has quickly captured the attention of researchers and technology observers around the world. With Origin F1, the team is presenting a clear vision of what they believe the next stage of artificial intelligence could look like. Their approach centers on the idea of embodied AI, which suggests that intelligent systems become far more meaningful when they exist in a physical form that can interact directly with people. For many years, most artificial intelligence has lived behind screens inside chat applications, voice assistants, and digital platforms. Origin F1 represents a headform's attempt to move beyond that limitation by placing conversational AI into a physical robotic body, designed specifically for face-to-face interaction with humans. Every week, we break down the biggest breakthroughs in AI and humanoid robotics, so you actually understand what's happening behind the technology. Subscribe to NextGen AI so you never miss what's coming next. Origin F1 is designed as a half-body humanoid robot built specifically for face-to-face interaction with people. Instead of developing a full walking body, the engineers focused on the upper part of the human form where most social communication happens. The robot's face is covered in soft, silicone-based synthetic skin that closely resembles the texture and elasticity of real human facial tissue, giving it a natural skin tone and subtle reflections under light. Shoulder-length blonde hair frames the head and softens the mechanical structure hidden beneath the surface. Inside the face sits a compact mechanical system of miniature linkages and brushless micromotors that control the movement of the eyelids, lips, eyebrows, and eyes. These tiny coordinated movements allow the robot to produce facial expressions that feel surprisingly natural during close conversation. What truly makes Origin F1 remarkable is the artificial intelligence system operating behind its physical design. A headform has connected the robot to what the company calls its Omni AI model, which acts as the central system that processes everything the robot sees, hears, and says during an interaction. Traditional AI systems often combine vision and language, allowing a model to analyze images while processing text. The Omni model expands this capability by bringing together visual input from cameras, audio from microphones, and natural language understanding at the same time. This allows the robot to observe the person in front of it, listen to spoken words, understand their meaning, and generate a response almost instantly. The reply is delivered through synchronized speech and facial movement, creating a conversation that feels fluid and responsive. This capability is part of what a headform calls full multimodal interaction. Cameras allow the robot to observe faces and visual cues, while microphones capture spoken language. The audio is converted into text, so the language model can interpret the meaning and generate a response. A voice system delivers the reply, while coordinated controls adjust the robot's eyes, lips, and expressions to match the tone of the conversation in real time. What if a robot like this became a teacher, assistant, or companion in everyday life? Would you trust it? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. In the live demonstration, a headform CEO Yuhang Hu sits directly in front of Origin F1 and begins speaking to the robot as if he were having a normal conversation with another person. What follows quickly becomes one of the most striking robotics demonstrations in recent years. The robot listens and responds in a calm, conversational tone while maintaining eye contact with Hu. At one point during the exchange, Origin F1 says, "I can roleplay with you anytime," and then immediately demonstrates that ability. The robot shifts its expression and adopts a firmer tone before saying, "Be serious. You haven't done your homework. Do it now. Don't wait for me to call your name." The response appears natural because the voice, facial movement, and gaze all change together during the interaction. That moment reveals an important capability of the system. Origin F1 is not simply delivering pre-written responses. It maintains a continuous interaction, adjusting its tone and expressions as the conversation unfolds. This creates the impression that the robot is actively participating, rather than merely responding to commands during the exchange. If a robot suddenly spoke to you like this and told you to finish your homework, would you actually listen to it? Comment below and tell me honestly. A headform also demonstrated what the company calls an emotion expression test to show the range of facial expressions the robot can produce. During the test, Hu asks Origin F1 to display several emotional states. When prompted to show daydreaming, the robot's eyes drift upward and the eyelids lower slightly, creating a distant expression. When asked to display anger, the eyebrows tighten and the mouth becomes firm, forming a clearly intense look. Happiness produces a relaxed face with a gentle upward curve of the lips, while confusion makes the robot tilt its head and narrow its gaze. But the demonstration also shows something more complex than basic emotional expressions. When prompted to display a thinking state, Origin F1 briefly pauses and shifts its gaze downward, creating the impression that it is reflecting on something. When asked to show a flash of inspiration, the robot's eyes widen and its expression sharpens into a sudden alert look. The sleepy state produces drooping eyelids and a slightly lowered head posture. These reactions are created through carefully coordinated movements in which the eyes, lips, head position, and internal timing of each motion operate together. This coordination allows the robot's expressions to appear more natural and convincing during real interaction. Eye contact plays a central role in making this possible. Human social perception depends heavily on subtle facial cues and the direction of a person's gaze. Even small inaccuracies in eye movement can make a face appear unnatural, something humans notice almost instantly. A headform's design addresses this by allowing the eyes of Origin F1 to move independently, blink naturally, and track the person speaking. The robot's lip movements are also synchronized with its speech output, so that the mouth forms words in a way that appears believable during conversation. This idea connects to a broader concept that researchers describe as embodied artificial intelligence. Most AI systems today exist only as software running on computers, smartphones, and cloud servers. They can answer questions and hold conversations, but they remain confined to digital environments. Embodied AI suggests that intelligence becomes more meaningful when it can observe the physical world directly and interact with people through a physical form. When AI appears only on a screen, it is experienced mainly as software. But when the same intelligence exists inside a humanoid face capable of eye contact, expression, and movement, the interaction begins to feel closer to communicating with a social presence. If AI becomes embodied in humanoid robots, where do you think we'll see it first? Homes, schools, or workplaces? Share your prediction in the comments. A headform believes this direction could eventually open the door to new real-world applications for artificial intelligence. Robots like Origin F1 might one day serve as companions for elderly individuals who live alone, educational assistants that adjust their communication style based on a student's reactions, or interactive characters in places like museums, hospitals, and retail spaces that can communicate naturally with visitors. Origin F1 is not designed for factory labor or heavy lifting. Its purpose is communication. The robot is built to listen, respond, and express reactions in ways that feel natural to human interaction. As systems like this continue to evolve, the real question may no longer be whether robots can appear human, but how soon machines like this begin showing up in everyday life.